What is going on, lads? White here with a really half-assed video. Pickups, I guess, of the month. I really got all these things in about 3 days though, but I got them in kind of bizarre places. Salvation Army, Goodwill, and Craigslist, which are 3 places I never ever go, with good reason. I almost go to Craigslist now just kind of as a joke, just to kind of humor me with what people are asking for and what they say is rare and retro. But this week was pretty good to me, actually, and April is coming up and the garage sales are going to really take off, so I wanted to do a quick pickup video to show you guys what I got before it kind of gets lost in translation. The first finds I got at a Salvation Army, which me and Phantom never go to anymore. It's a little far away from our house, and they honestly haven't had anything for years, but in the past, in the distant past, it was awesome. And the cool thing about Salvation Armies I've noticed is that they never charge you what the sticker says. It's always some ridiculous discount. Sometimes I'll get up and they'll have, like, draw a discount out of a hat, and you'll take a piece of paper out of the hat and it'll be like 50% off. So it's kind of fun to go in there and see the sticker price and then see what you actually end up paying, assuming you find something you actually want. And in the glass case, the first thing I noticed was Shadow the Hedgehog on GameCube. I know I use this term a lot, but this is a pretty edgy game. It might as well be called Edgy the Game. And it was a multi-platform. It came out on PS2 at least, maybe even the original Xbox. And sadly it is not complete, but the disc is playable. I already tested it out and played it. I own this game complete. I didn't know that I owned it when I bought it. Had I known, I probably would not have bought this for $1.50. Well, actually, yeah, you know what? Now that I know that it works, it's actually a pretty good deal. So for $1.50, I picked this up, not complete, but GameCube games for $1.50, I'm going to buy them pretty much all the time unless they're a sports game. And then this is why you always check the cases. I noticed this on PS2, Star Wars Battlefront, and alone it's a good buy for $1.50. But I went and opened the case, and sure enough, Star Wars Battlefront 2 inside, which is a slightly more desirable game and slightly more valuable. On PS2, it's probably a $20 game, and as you can see, the disc is absolutely unblemished. So bizarre that it is Star Wars Battlefront, but it's actually Star Wars Battlefront 2 disc. It doesn't make any sense to me. There was GameStop stickers and stuff all over this, so I don't know if the person they probably just put it in the wrong case back in the day when they were at their house, and I ended up with it. If you can find the second Battlefront on Xbox, buy it 100% of the time. I'm not going to tell you guys it's rare, because that's caused unsurmountable amount of butthurt on this channel when I said that game was rare. So I'm never saying that again. Hopping into Craigslist, which I've actually had 2 Craigslist finds in the last 10 days, which is pretty freaking ridiculous considering I'll go months at a time without anything. But this lot was $40, and the guy offered to meet pretty close to my house. So for 40 bucks, I couldn't leave this lot sitting, especially since it's a pretty good deal, and you don't see good deals on Craigslist anymore. You don't, period. So it is a Game Boy Advance. I think Atomic Pink is the proper term. This one is pretty uncommon in my experience. I don't see this color too often. In fact, I don't see Game Boy Advances too often. I find SPs a lot, but the original Game Boy Advance I don't see too often. A really comfy system. I absolutely love how it feels in your hands. It reminds me obviously a lot of the Super Nintendo because it has the same processing power as the Super Nintendo. But I remember the first time playing this system back in like 2001 or whatever. It was just absolutely breathtaking to play Super Mario World on a handheld, and it kind of shows you how far we've come in the last 15-16 years. With the system, another copy of my favorite game of all time, Pokemon Blue, Blockbuster sticker on it, which, to be honest, I did not know Blockbuster rented handhelds. I had no idea. I don't remember seeing these at Blockbuster, but clearly, I mean, it has a sticker on it. So I don't know if maybe they sold it, but no, it says rent code there. They must not have rented it at my location when I was a kid. But obnoxious label over the Pokemon Blue. I'm not going to even try to take it off. I'll leave it on. And the save battery is dead, sadly. So I will be replacing that. In fact, I might do a quick video on how to do that after the conclusion of this pickup video if you're interested. It is the smartest thing you can do, both as a collector and as a reseller, is trade out the save batteries on these Pokemon games. They cost about 50 cents a battery if you buy them in bulk, and it'll add $5, $6, $7, $8 to your listing on eBay easily, just because they know they're not going to have to worry about the save condition at all. Anyway, it is tested and working, but once again, the save battery is completely dry on this, so I will need to update it 100%. But easily a $25, $30 game, still just, it ages perfect. I know that the remake came out on Game Boy Advance, but I still love these originals. I still love the look and feel of the black and white, and I still just have so much nostalgia about this game. I remember getting it in 5th grade, shortly after Pokemon was just a huge thing, and playing it non-stop. And kind of on the same tier, Pokemon Silver. Funny story about this game, the first time I ever played it was the Japanese version. I knew a guy in Japan when I was a child, or I guess I should say my dad did, and he bought this and sent it to me in America, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever because we didn't have it here yet. So obviously I talked a lot of shit to my friends about playing this game. I really like the remakes on the Nintendo DS, so I'll probably end up playing those over this one, to be quite honest. I just absolutely love those remakes, and I love this game. I love that you can go back to the original and you can get the original Pokemon on top of the new ones. It's a very deep game. It's a very long game. So pick this up, or definitely pick up Soul Silver and Heart Gold if you see them, but those games are ridiculously expensive still. And once again, the save battery on this is dead, so I'm going to have to replace the save battery on this as well, but it'll take probably 5 minutes to do both of them combined once I get the soldering iron warmed up, so it's really not a hard task at all. But both of those games are over $20, and the system's over $20, so it's already a good value at $40. Portal Runner, Game Boy Color games, which for whatever reason I don't see very often at all. I see original Game Boy and I see Game Boy Advance all the time, but Game Boy Color is kind of, just at least where I live, kind of obscure. This game was awesome for a movie license game, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It had a bunch of RPG elements and a bunch of, I remember memorizing patterns to like do spells and stuff on the analog, and it's a really fun RPG, a really good movie license game, or at least I thought it was as a kid. Maybe upon replaying it I'll think it's shitty, but I liked it a lot as a kid. And obviously Harry Potter in the 2000s was a massive pop culture thing, so it was fun that it had RPG elements and it wasn't just a shameless platformer or something. And probably one of the most common Game Boy games on the planet, the original Tetris. Looks like it had an old school Bookman's label on there, which I can't even read, is so old. So this was probably a Bookman's back in the 80s or so. But original Tetris, game that's been remade 6 trillion times. Fanta just got one on Wii actually that has some value that looked pretty fun. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm sure I own it. The most common Game Boy game probably ever. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure this has to be the most common Game Boy game. This game took me so long to figure out to read the label, and after, come on focus camera, $300 camera, after further inspection, it says Sea Trader, Rise of Taipan. So the hardest to read logo, you guys aren't going to have a chance, especially if this camera doesn't focus, but a bizarre game. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's one of those Sid Meier's games or what, but it looks like some sort of a pirate game, I guess, where you trade. So maybe I'm going to have to play this before I do anything with it, just to see what it's about. Tomb Raider. I didn't realize this came out on Game Boy Color, to be honest. So Tomb Raider, we're getting all the remakes right now of it. Kind of becoming popular again, kind of trying to go the Uncharted route. And it sounds like the chick from Star Wars is getting looked at to play Lara Croft as a more kind of realistic female, as opposed to the big tit kind of hacky version we had in the 90s, which I loved, by the way, and I loved Angelina Jolie as her. The movies were okay, but Angelina Jolie kind of jumped off the screen as Lara Croft. And last, looks like we have this Centipede and a Millipede compilation game, possibly even a third one, maybe Frogger or something, I can't tell, but the label's ripped. Once again, original Game Boy, which we never see, so pretty cool to see. And And jumping into the last find, you guys saw this on SpyCam, but I was pretty excited to see anything cool at my local Goodwill. And that is Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, Game of the Year edition. And I got it for, I think, $1.99. Yeah, $1.99. This Goodwill has ADHD with its prices. It changes non-stop from $3 to $4 to $2. So today it was $1.99, and it looks like a Bookman's had it at 12 bucks. Well, 2009, I guess it's a handful of years ago. So this is supposed to be a really good game according to Fanta, a compilation of a bunch of different, I guess, expansions that Morrowind had on computer, all of them on one disc. And this thing is absolutely perfect. Just absolutely unblemished condition. Not a scratch on the disc. So really, really exciting find for $2. I'm going to see if Fanta wants it. He owns this game factory sealed. One of the more memorable garage sale finds we ever had was a bunch of factory sealed Xbox games. I forgot, I think the video was called Sealing the Deal, but it was right after we started, and it was factory sealed Battlefront 2, factory sealed Elder Scrolls Morrowind. It was just a bunch of really cool stuff right away. So Fanta still has those because Fanta hoards everything. I do not like factory sealed games. I guess it's everyone's opinion, whatever you want. I understand they're more valuable, and I understand for like toys, factory sealed makes sense, but for games it doesn't really make any sense to me. So that is it for the video. Me and Fanta have been going out garage selling. We had a couple finds last week, but not enough for a video. But we will be back. April will be, it should be amazing. It's always amazing. I don't want to say it's definitely going to be amazing because nothing is for sure. But if you guys enjoy pickup videos, if you enjoy the game hunting videos, please leave a thumbs up. It lets us know that we should keep making these and that you guys still care. And we will talk more in the near future. Me and Fanta are both going to go to Game On Expo, Gamester 81's event up in Mesa. And I'm pretty excited about that. I think we're going to get a booth and we have some ideas. So we'll talk more about that in the future. Get out there and game hunt, you guys. This is the best month. April, in my opinion, is the best month of the year for game hunting, at least in the southern states, because it's going to get hot in the summer. I'm sure in the north and in the colder areas, the summer is way better, but here in Arizona, obviously, it becomes ridiculously hot as early as 7:38 in the morning. It will hit 100 degrees. So thank you guys for watching. I will be back with a new video in the next few days, and good luck game hunting this month. Later.